The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. Yeah!
Hi, welcome to the Pool Guy Podcast Show. Today I'll be joined by Skye Svenningsen from Fluidra, and we're going to be talking about the Polaris lineup of pressure cleaners, suction cleaners, and robotic pool cleaners today. I think you're going to enjoy this podcast, and you're going to learn a lot more about their lineup of automatic cleaners. Pool Service Pro, open a Leslie's wholesale account today and receive wholesale pricing on products you use every day. Leslie's Pool Supply offers convenient locations that are open 7 days a week. Another great benefit of opening a Leslie's wholesale account is Leslie's referral program. Get referred to a customer looking for weekly pool service. Save time and money and grow your pool service route and become a Leslie's Pro. So I'm joined today by Skye Svenningsen. She's the Director of Product Marketing over at Fluidra. How are you doing, Skye?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you, David.
I guess before we start, we should explain that Fluidra is now the parent company of Zodiac, Polaris, Jandy, and they kind of taken all those brands under their wing. So when we say Fluidra, we're talking about the Polaris cleaners. If I do use the word Fluidra, that's what we're referring to. So I want to clarify that because it's one of those things in the industry where the names can be really confusing to people.
Absolutely, yeah. We've been a part of the Fluidra brand now for a few years, and Polaris is one of the large brands that we come to market with here in America.
And we were talking a little bit off air about the culture of Fluidra, and I mentioned the patience behind the product development. Can you go in a little detail about how that culture has really changed how Polaris addresses the market?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that it's core to who we are and what we do in this business. We truly think about the user first before we ever start creating products. We are trying to answer user needs, make sure that we are doing the right thing for them, the right thing for our dealers and our customers, because we want to make sure that the products that we bring to market are going to accomplish the goals of the homeowner. And, so that means a lot of time spent in early development stages, a lot of conversations and going out to the field, and a lot of time making sure that what we create is right.
Yeah, and I would agree with that because I know the Fluidra products that come on the market have been very well tested, and there's really always good feedback when you launch something. Unlike other companies that might just throw something out there and see what happens, I think it's a great way of approaching the market. And speaking of Polaris's history, 1973 was the first time the automatic cleaner made its debut onto the market in the industry at the National Swimming Pool Convention in Anaheim, California. Can you talk a little bit about the history of Polaris? I mean, that's a long history, 50 years. I predate Polaris by 1 year only.
Yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, I mean, 50 years is a huge accomplishment, and to remain so relevant and continuing to evolve and grow, I think in those 50 years is something that we're really proud of. 1973 was a totally different world for the pool industry when you think about it. It was much smaller businesses, everybody kind of going out there and finding their way, distribution and all the different channels at that time. But I think it was a very exciting time from the people that I've spoken to who were with the business back then. The Vac-sweep came out and really changed the way that people were cleaning pools. It started collecting debris in a bag instead of, into the filtration system. It was very revolutionary in the way that it utilized pressurized water to create a Venturi vacuum effect within the product and pick up debris. Speaking to our longevity, the products that, the core idea of those pressure side products still remain at the heart of what we do with our pressure cleaning today. It's an amazing technology that has stood the test of time.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about the changes in the pressure cleaner market, since that's kind of how Polaris broke into the market with the pressure side cleaner. And people may not be familiar, but these are the cleaners that require most of them require a separate booster pump, except for your Polaris 360 that works off of a return line. but the pressure cleaners have evolved, and your latest one came out about 2 years ago or so. You want to touch on the evolution of kind of those pressure cleaners?
I think the most known pressure cleaner in our Polaris lineup is the Polaris 280. We have some similar products that are, specific to the trade or other customer channels out of that range. But what we've done over the years is we've evolved that platform to, again, meet the needs of our homeowners. And so one of the great things about a pressure cleaner is that, it can be underneath your cover. If you have a cover, it can work during that time. You can set it up with your automation system to run at a certain time of day. All of those kinds of things are very core to it. But one of the things that perhaps our legacy pool pressure cleaners wasn't doing was it didn't have scrubbing brushes. It didn't have a canister. It had the bag. And so about 3 seasons ago, we came out with what is called the Polaris Quattro. And that pressure cleaner has our largest inlet of any of our pressure cleaners. It also has a large canister that collects the debris and a dual filtration canister that collects both the large debris and the small debris all at the same time, and scrubbing brushes on the front. So this product really kind of went around and found ways to evolve on the things that we do well with pressure cleaning, but the things that perhaps the product wasn't doing that maybe robotic technology was bringing to the market in a different way. So we're really proud of the way that we've evolved the products over the last few years, and we look forward to what we're going to do in the future.
And I always think the Quattro is like a combination of a robotic pool cleaner, the pressure cleaner, and then you have some of the suction technology with those turbines on the bottom.
Yeah,
is that like an apt description of it?
I would say that the turbines on the bottom help the product to kind of stick to the wall with a hydraulic cleaner. But you're totally right. Yeah, we talked to consumers. We went out into the market. We looked at what we had. We looked at what was working, and we put it all together to make an amazing pressure cleaner.
Yeah, not everyone has a booster pump, and I think one of the most underrated cleaners on the market, like across the board, is the Polaris 360, because you just need a 1.5-inch threaded return line to use that cleaner. And that, I think that one can be used by anybody who has that setup. But I don't know if Polaris, looks at the 360 as like a stepchild because you guys are focused on the pressure cleaners. But you want to speak on that cleaner a little bit for the listeners?
I would absolutely say it's not a stepchild to our lineup. It is a core piece of our family. The 360 and also the TR36P are both products that do not require the booster pump. You're completely correct, and offer an opportunity for someone who doesn't have a booster pump to kind of get that larger debris. I think that's the biggest thing that pressure cleaning brings to a consumer, is the large debris is what these pressure cleaners can pick up. If you've got acorns or big old oak leaves or kind of that kind of debris can be challenging for all technologies. And we have very large, more than 2-inch and up to almost 3 inches of inlet size, which you're going to be able to pick up quite the acorn if necessary.
Yeah, and the rodent or whatever is in the bottom of the pool. So I've had my experience with that. It's not pleasant.
It's not.
Let's transition to the robotic pool cleaners, which is where Polaris is excelling, I think, in this market. I was talking to, when Aquabot was around, I was talking to one of the salespeople at the booth, and he said, we got really nervous when we were in Atlantic City, and I think it was like a decade ago or so, where they saw the Polaris banners and all the billboards of the robotic pool cleaner coming in the market, and they were really nervous about it because they knew that Polaris knew how to make cleaners. They already had predicted that you would dominate the market with your cleaners. That was back 10, 12 years ago when you first started marketing your cleaners. You've come a long way from that, and I got a chance to test your new Freedom cleaner. You want to go over some of the details of this particular robotic pool cleaner, and the name kind of fits what it is.
You're right. We started in robotic technology, which is, of course, electric powered pool cleaners, a little more than a decade ago, and have made a lot of strides in that market. Our newest product that we've just brought to market is called the Polaris Freedom, and it is freed of cords. So no more cable across the deck. If you are interested in having a battery-powered robotic cleaner, the product is amazing. It runs for a 2.5-hour floor and wall cycle to cover the pool. So it has a big battery size to be able to do that. It also charges in less than 5 hours on a really nice outdoor rated charging base that kind of cradles the product during its charging. And the Polaris Freedom also has iAqualink control, which means that there are some app features, even though this product is cordless and Wi-Fi actually doesn't work underwater. But when you have the cleaner out of the pool, the product can give you information on, I had a troubleshooting thing that happened during my last cycle, or the battery is nearly charged, you can use me again, things like that. So, and the biggest thing that it does is when you put the product in the pool, it does a countdown. And at the end of the cycle, again, because, right, it's cordless, it's going to need to be picked up. It tells you in its last 10 minutes, hey, I'm going to be climbing over to the walls for the next 10 minutes. If you'd like to come and get me, I'll be easier to pick out at this time, right? It's kind of a bit of a lift system opportunity for them. Otherwise, it goes back to the bottom of the pool, kind of waits near the edge, and you can pick it out with the attached hook that comes with the product.
I think that's one of my favorite features of the Polaris cleaners, and I think it's a patented technology where you can pull it, when you pull it out of the water while it's in the program mode, it evacuates all the water out of the back rapidly, and it's super light at that point. The Freedom is kind of like a little puppy, it comes up to the side of the pool and waits for 30 seconds. It's kind of cute sitting there waiting for you to pull it out. So I think that's a great feature that you incorporated in there. It gives you plenty of opportunity to get it. So I've run it a few times, and I forgot one time, and I used the hook, and it's not a big problem using the hook either.
Yeah.
And I think also, I mentioned when I did the video that Polaris is patient, and they eliminated one of the biggest fail points of these cleaners, which is an area to plug it in. So the fact that you just put it on a charging station, I think is revolutionary for the cordless robots.
We really are proud of that easy charge station. It was, again, something that users said to us, it feels like it should live somewhere, right? It needs a home. And so we found a home for it, and I think it's a great feature.
And then I guess the last detail that was really one of your engineers probably thought of this is that on that charging station, there's a clip that you can connect the hook to, because I'm sure everyone's going to lose that hook somewhere in their backyard or in their house and be getting a coat hanger or whatever to get the cleaner out. So having that clip there, it's smart.
We try to think about all the things, but yeah, you've got to have a place to hold all those little accessories, right?
Yeah, it was a nice touch. Now the nice thing about the Freedom is that it charges in about 4 hours, at least in my testing. So if you need to use it twice in the same day, let's say you use it in the morning and you want to use it in the evening, it's possible because the charge time is really rapid.
Absolutely.
And that's based off of one of your other robotic pool cleaner lines. It looks a little bit like the Epic lineup, the body and the Helix brushes. Is that a correct assessment?
That is a correct assessment. Yeah, this is a platform that we brought forward a few years ago. In our more standard corded range. This has been an amazing product. I absolutely love it for many reasons. The cleaning result is great. The canister is very large. It's a 4-liter canister with a clear lid. People love seeing debris roll around in those canisters as they, that it's cleaning and that it's actually picking up things. In addition to that, yeah, it's very easy if ever something goes wrong for your local pool store to service.
But the Alpha IQ Plus is my favorite Polaris cleaner because I call it the Ferrari of robotic pool cleaners. It's smart. It can map the pool. The other one, also the Freedom, has a mapping technology. I should have mentioned that. But the Alpha IQ just seems to be, and this is the base model of the Polaris cleaners for over a decade, that particular style. To me, it's like the top of the line cleaner. Would you agree with that assessment of the Alpha IQ Plus?
Absolutely. I mean, that is our top of the line, highest featured product. It has our longest cable, swivel cable. It has the most cleaning modes and cleaning choices for the consumer to choose from. It has an illuminated canister. It has, and then the app has a ton of features in it as well. It has, remote control, but then it also has a little spot cleaning feature where it does a little dance in about in a square area to make sure that it picks up all those leaves if you're in an area that it didn't seem to get to previously. It is an absolute beast of a cleaner. And there's a reason that we've been building off of that platform for so long, because the Alpha IQ is definitely different internally. We've added a lot to make it really robust. The way that it works and the way that it picks up debris is, second to none.
And then there's others in your lineup. We mentioned the Epic lineup that came out, I bet, a year or two ago. And then you have the Scout and then the Polaris 7000 series. So you have a lot of different robotic pool cleaners. We don't have to touch on all those in detail, but just so the consumer knows that Polaris isn't just focused on, the top tier cleaners. They have them for the mid-range, and I guess some of those would be kind of the low range, kind of competing with suction cleaners.
We have opportunities for everyone, and different. You might have a small pool. We've got the 7240 and the 7000 are kind of in our more compact, I would call it, range of cleaner. They're a little more simple. They have a little bit smaller of a canister, but they're absolutely going to work and make it around your pool. 7000 is a floor only cleaner, so might be good for someone with either an above ground pool or a simple pool if they don't want it to climb up the walls and also get wall climbing. We have lots of opportunities and many choices. I mean, that's what consumers want. That's what our dealers want. And we want to be able to serve the entire market with options that work for everyone's pool. And I think that's why we also have all the different technologies that we do, right? Mm-hmm. We don't just focus on only robotics, only pressure cleaning, only suction cleaning. We are a brand that does it all and does it at the highest level of integrity to bring innovation to our homeowners.
If someone's listening, what are some of the benefits of your robotic pool cleaner line of cleaners? And what's the benefit overall of a robotic pool cleaner compared to, say, a suction cleaner or a pressure cleaner?
Everyone has their own preferences. So I would say that robotic pool cleaners can bring some of the more higher tech features to the consumer, right? Only in a robotic cleaner, you're going to be able to have the kind of app control that we talked about on that Alpha IQ Plus or the new Polaris Freedom. And those products pick up, I would say, very fine debris as well as up to kind of medium to large size debris. When you get into pressure cleaning, as we talked about earlier, large debris is really where it is best. I think that it's also an easy one for there to be kind of a bit more hands-off. You don't have to interact with it as super often. Pull it out and take out the bag. And then when you get to suction cleaning is great for kind of fine debris, fine to medium debris, sandy situations. It seems to do pretty well with. And it takes all of that debris and moves it into your filtration system. So if you want something that's truly hands-off, you're not going to be interacting with that product very often. So there's always different options for every consumer.
I think for a lot of people, they spend $130,000, $150,000, $200,000 for their pool, and then the company puts in a suction cleaner with all the hoses, and they go back there, and they're like, "Hey, what is that?" So I think the robotic pool cleaners, especially the Freedom now, offers you to have that really nice looking pool that you spent a ton of money on without staring at hoses all day long.
We've got options for everyone. Absolutely.
I can tell you're not biased in one category, which is good.
That's my job. I love all of my pool cleaners equally.
So I've ranked the Polaris Atlas and Max cleaner, the Max is Leslie's version, as the top suction cleaner of pretty much last year and this year. I think Polaris has really, this is one of your first suction cleaners that you have under the Polaris moniker. in a long time. You had one many years ago. A lot of the old pool guys remember that one. But this one here, kind of based off the Zodiac MX-8 Elite. That's kind of like the platform it took from, but of course, all the parts inside are different. You want to share a little bit about the features? We'll just call it the Polaris Atlas here for simplicity.
This new Polaris Atlas platform of suction cleaners has taken our suction technology to the next level. We have what we call halo technology inside of the engine, which keeps long stringy debris and sandy debris from getting kind of jammed up, which has been a challenge in previous cleaners across the suction category. So this is a way to make sure that consumer has a better experience. In addition, that if there ever is a jam, there are no tools to be able to go and just kind of pull that engine out for a second, kind of, pull out whatever might be impeding it and put it right back in, which is another, right? It's all about ease. It's all about making sure that you have the best experience possible with cleaning your pool. And so we're really proud of that Halo engine. It also has very durable tri-point tracks that don't shrug off during cleaning. They stay put and help with the cleaning and climbing. And we also have downforce turbines with active scrubbing brushes that is actually going to, kick up algae and different debris from the bottom of your pool or from the pool walls as it's climbing around, and be able to ingest that into the large opening as well.
Yeah, and I've heard some inside information that you're going to make a kit rebuild kit for these cleaners also to make it easy. I don't know if we can talk about that or not, but I know it's in the works. But I love rebuild kits for cleaners, and I think the pool pros love just having all the parts in one kit. Is that something you can just briefly address?
Yeah, I mean, again, everything that we do goes back to who our users are, and our pool pros are our users. We want to make sure that the items available are easy to find, fix, repair. It's on our horizon.
I think my favorite kit, since we're talking about them, is the Polaris 3900 Sport. I just love that kit. You just take the top off, put it in, and you're done. So I think that's the wave of the future for the cleaners, and I'm glad that you're working on a kit for the Atlas and Max Cleaner. I think we covered everything here, and you did a great job covering all the cleaners equally. You didn't overly rally on one of them against the others, which is again what you do there. I personally I can just say this for myself, I just love the robotic pool cleaner lineup myself. I prefer that cleaner for my accounts and my pool. And the new Freedom is definitely an opportunity for those who don't want to cord, who've been waiting patiently like Fluidra to manufacture it, to make one that's got all the fail-safes that are necessary to make this technology work. You weren't the first on the market, but I think that the point of that is that you probably are making one of the best cordless cleaners on the market now.
We appreciate that, David. We work really hard to make quality products for our customers and our consumers. Hey, we've been doing it for 50 years. We're not planning to stop anytime soon. We're on this innovation track for the long haul. So stick with us and we'll see what happens next.
Okay, well, thank you for your time this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And to learn more about the exciting lineup of Polaris cleaners, you can go to polarispool.com, or you can head over to my website, swimmingpoollearning.com, and I have a lot of the products I mentioned here listed on my site, including the Atlas and Max Cleaner on the suction side cleaners, where I have a list of the top cleaners of 2023. You can find the Polaris Freedom also listed on my site underneath the cleaner section. If you're looking for other podcasts that I recorded, you can go to my site again, and on the banner, click on the podcast icon. That'll take you to a drop-down menu where I have over 1,100 podcasts available. And if you're interested in the coaching program, you can learn more at poolguycoaching.com. Thanks for listening to this podcast. Have a great rest of your week, and God bless. Pool Service Pro. Open a Leslie's wholesale account today and receive wholesale pricing on products you use every day. Leslie's Pool Supply offers convenient locations that are open 7 days a week. Another great benefit of opening a Leslie's wholesale account is Leslie's referral program. Get referred to a customer looking for weekly pool service. Save time and money and grow your pool service route and become a Leslie's Pro.